Okay, so this is the new location for Cafe CODA, Madison's home for jazz and creative music. It's going to be located at 1224 Williamson Street in beautiful, progressive East Side Madison. I am a musician. I play saxophone, flute, and wind synthesizer. I am an educator, as I have taught at a number of institutions here and in Chicago, and I'd like to consider myself a bit of an agitator in that I really enjoy making positive artistic things happen where there is nothing positive or artistic happening. After living in Madison, Wisconsin for 25 years, I realized that Madison is making a concerted effort to become more progressive in its and cosmopolitan in its thinking about the quality of life. To my way of thinking as a jazz musician, is that you can't be a progressive environment unless there is a place where progressive art is presented, showcased, and housed. And so we see Cafe CODA as being that venue that fills the void in what is our effort to be a progressive community. As you see, our construction contractors are making significant modifications to make this a visually and sonically pleasing room. We can be progressive in word or in deed, and we should be progressive in both. In deed, we have to support and uplift those progressive ideals that are cultural, that are political, as well as artistic, as well as spiritual. But we also have to be inclusionary in our appreciation of what makes this community, this world, this nation what it is. If Madison, Wisconsin is a progressive American community, then it must be compelled to recognize the American art forms that are unique and authentic to America. And jazz music is precisely that. This is the void that we choose to address and suitably fill with a venue that allows for a great listening experience as well as a great playing experience. That playing experience for professional jazz artists might include an environment that has suitable staging, a tuned piano, and a green room. As artistic director, this is what I am obliged to provide for the artists that I contract in this venue. And as a musician, well, frankly, I would be embarrassed to offer anything less. A listening room will pride itself with a 12 by 16 foot stage, room, table seating for 50 people, and our congenial space will also have booth seating and bar seating. The place will capacitate 99. Well, I think that Madison has to be aware and prepared for the demographic transition that is about to experience. Fortunately, we are about to be infused with the culturalism in our population that we haven't experienced before. And I believe that that's something that should be not only celebrated, but prepared for. Change is very important when change is expected, okay? You have to prepare for change. Now, when we talk about what we can offer the community that we are living in immediately, we have to understand the ripple effect of that. And what we do in Madison, Wisconsin, has a regional resonance, which is part of the whole of that unit. So we're hoping that Cafe CODA will not just be a local jazz club, but will be a regional destination for listeners and performers alike. Being a native of Chicago, I remember when my father would pile us into the old Buick and drive us what was then 4.5 hours to the Wisconsin Dells to see the Tommy Bartlett Water Show. Well, hell, I didn't understand why we were going to the Tommy Bartlett Water Show because none of us could swim, right? I wasn't really that crazy about the show itself, but I finally realized that this was an opportunity for us to get out of the city and go to a destination point that would give us a common experience that could then make a memory. Okay? Now let's imagine Madison, Wisconsin as being that type of place for the arts. Wow, what a concept. There is no place for many jazz artists to perform here because of those three elements that I mentioned to you: suitable staging, a properly tuned quality piano, and a green room, okay? When here we offer an opportunity for those artistic resources to be drawn from those metropolitan areas that I mentioned, of which we hub, allowing our local audiences to be exposed to performances that they would otherwise have to drive to see, pay parking, pay for a hotel, okay? We're bringing the mountain to Muhammad, so to speak, as we offer an opportunity for this as a listening and performing venue that sells good booze.